Welcome at Pizza and More. Once I compared normal all-purpose flour with the Italian pizza flour Typo 0. And if you have seen my video or this video where I compared both flours, there you see there is not a real difference after baking from both pizza. Yeah, I'm Juergen, and today I compare as well flour, but I use normal pastry flour out of the supermarket and the Typo 00 flour. And as you might know, both flours are really very good comparable to each other, especially from the value of minerals in it. However, the all pastry flour I use today, which is out of the supermarket, is or has only 10% of protein, and the pizza flour I have has 13% protein. The next thing is my pizza flour has a W value, so a baking strength of 290 to 310, which equals to a medium baking strength. And from this other flour, in German it's a 405, so a pastry flour, there is nothing visible in the whole internet. I searched in the internet, I can't find any information regarding the baking strength. As I do not know how much water this pastry flour is able to absorb, I decided to use only 62% of hydration, and I will have a leavening time of 24 hours and totally at room temperature. The recipe and the whole procedure for this dough that I make today is, as in each other video as well, in the video description. There you can find all the required information. At the end, we bake then the pizza in a pizza oven at 450 degrees Celsius. And if you may wonder why I use 520 grams of flour and not only 500 grams, this is pretty easy due to the low hydration with 62%. The dough balls would be simple to light, which means I want to have dough balls with the value or with the weight of 280 to 290, and this is only possible if I use 520 grams of flour. And now we start with the dough. There are now all the ingredients we need. This flour with the shovel in it is the pizza flour Typo 0. We have 520 grams of it. The other one is the normal pastry flour. Then we have 2 times 320 grams of cold water, which leads then to a hydration of 62%. I have here 0.4 grams of dry yeast, and I have 15 grams of fine sea salt. If you want to use fresh yeast, then you have to use 1.2 grams, which means dry yeast times 3. The procedure I make is, in the first, I put the water into the bowl, then as next I add the flour and the yeast, then I mix everything up for around about 5 minutes, and after this I add the salt, and when the salt is added I continue mixing. It will take around 20 minutes in total, and I will mix until the window test works. Both doughs are now kneaded and a ball is formed. This one here is the pastry flour. This is in the box with the black logo. This one is the dough with the pizza flour type 00, and this is in the box with the white logo. For both types of flour, it was absolutely no problem to take over the 62% hydration. It was really absolutely no problem. Not only one of both those was in any way sticky. The only difference what I saw is the pastry flour took a bit longer until the window test worked. So I needed this dough around 25 minutes. And on the opposite, the other dough from the type 00, this flour or this dough took around 20 minutes until the window test worked. I also have the impression that the gluten structure of the pastry flour dough is not that stable and not that elastic like the other one with the type 00. But I think this is pretty clear. The pizza flour has 13% of protein and the other one has only 10% of protein. I let both those now rise at room temperature for around 12 hours and then I make the pizza balls. Now we jump through the time. It's almost 12 hours later. You can see here both doughs. This one is the dough with the pastry flour. This dough is with the pizza 00 flour. I would say there is not a real difference. And now I will make the pizza balls. The pizza balls are now created. These one are from the pastry flour. I have to say this dough is a bit stronger. It's not that elastic like this one, but the creation of the pizza balls went absolutely great. No problems with creation the pizza balls. The dough is not sticky, so this is really very great. It's clear that these one from the pizza flour are more elastic. This is regarding the higher value of protein. And now it's important again to close the lids to protect both those from drying out. And now they will rise again round about 12 hours at room temperature and then we bake the pizza. The dough balls are ready right now. However, the dough did not rise additional 12 hours, it was only 10 hours, but otherwise it would be too late for eating. So the family already complained they are hungry, so I have to continue. So both those are risen absolutely fantastic. It looks great. I will show you in a few seconds the dough balls. All the toppings are already created. Tomato sauce or the fior di latte, the cheese, everything is here already prepared. I won't say in this video anything about the tomato sauce, about taking out the pizza out of the box or so. If you are interested in all those things, how to stretch a pizza properly, how to take it out of the box, how the tomato sauce is created and so on, I will link all these required videos also in the video description. So if you are interested or if you want to see this, please have a look in the video description. There you'll find all the links. And now I show you the pizza balls. As promised, these are now the pizza balls. These one are from the type 00. You can see they are a bit more shiny. These are from the pastry flour. You can see they are not that shiny as those, but however, from an overall perspective, I would say both those are absolutely fantastic. I will create now a pizza from each, and then I will tell you afterwards how it worked, if the dough was sticky, how it was to stretch, and of course at the end when we baked, I will taste it and tell you the difference. This is now the margherita made from the pastry flour. Stretching and everything was absolutely no problem. Everything worked really well, and now I will launch it into the oven. There is now the result made from the pizza dough with the flour with the pastry flour. I think the pizza looks great. There is nothing to complain from my perspective. It's cross, it's full of air. I will cut into it a bit later, and I will taste it also a bit later in a direct comparison with the other one. This pizza is now made from the dough made from the pizza 00 flour. Stretching, etc. absolutely no problem. The only thing what I saw right now, and which is really the case, it was more air inside of the dough, which is also normal and which is clear, because we have a higher or a stronger gluten structure due to more protein in the dough. So the air is kept better inside of the dough, and in the other dough, if the gluten structure is not that strong, the air goes out. And now it's ready for the oven. Yeah, and this is now the margherita from the dough with the pizza flour. I think nothing to complain. It's great. The crust rose perfectly. And now let's compare both pizza. Now I cut already here the first pizza. This is the one which I made from the pastry flour. And also here you can see nice air pockets. It's soft, it's crunchy outside, wonderful. And I cut also here in this one, and here you can see exactly the same. Air pockets, soft in the center and cross outside. And now I will taste it. And now I will taste the pizza. At first I taste this one, which I made from the pastry flour. I taste only the crust. So honestly speaking, I can't really taste a big difference between both those. Maybe this one made from pizza flour is a bit more full of flavor, but really this is then only in very, very small portions, if there is any difference. From a handling perspective, and also from the result right now, I would say there is not a big difference. What I could imagine is, as soon we go higher with the hydration, so maybe to 65 or even a bit more % of hydration, then I know the pizza flour would be, the 00 flour would be able to handle this as well. But I'm not really 100% sure if this would also work with the pastry flour. So therefore, I think with a higher hydration, it's better to use a pizza flour. But overall, we saw right now it's possible to make also with a pastry flour a fantastic pizza. If you like my video, it would be fantastic if you would subscribe my channel. Then we see us also in the next video. Ciao.